me another letter. They told me to skip activity. My second notice. But it was. It's been raining. I was on vacation. And it's seasonal activity. But they literally yesterday.
Bless you, Dad. Bless you, Dad.
And I take bites. And free right. Friends. So much. Taking out of it.
Oh dear God. Look at Lethal. Oh dear God. Look at Lethal. Dad, look how. Daddy, look. Daddy, look. Dad, look how. Daddy, look. Daddy, look. Daddy, look. Hazel. It's like a skeleton. Hey, let me see that. Wait. Hazel, come here. Hazel, come here.
Judkins was selected in the second round of the NFL draft, and he has yet to sign his rookie contract. Where Griggs Kim is major champion for the first time after 3 dramatic turns on the 18th hole at the Evian Championship. Kim made eagle there to force a playoff with Gino Tinnakum. They returned to 18 for the first playoff hole, where Kim chipped in for birdie to extend the playoff. They played 18 again for the second playoff hole. This time, Kim sank a 12-foot eagle putt to take the title. Over in the NBA, Cole Anthony had agreed to a buyout with the Grizzlies and plans to sign with the Bucks. That's per ESPN. Cole went to Memphis from Orlando in the Desmond Bane trade. Anthony, who averaged nearly 13 points per game over 5 seasons with the Magic, is expected to sign a 1-year deal with Milwaukee. On to soccer now, where FIFA and players groups have agreed to a mandatory rest period after a meeting in New York City. This comes amid growing complaints concerning increased workload, especially the decision to hold the Club World Cup during the European offseason. Both sides agreed to a mandatory 3-week break at the end of the season and minimum of 72 hours between matches. And in boxing, Shakur Stevenson defeated William Zepeda by unanimous decision to retain his WBC lightweight championship in Queens last night. 2 judges scored it 118 to 110. The third had it 119 to 109. Stevenson now improves his record to a perfect 24-0.
What's up, Mikey? What's up, Fresh? What's up, MJ Smith?
Welcome to a first the draft day. That is where we begin today. The Washington Nationals hold the first pick in the 2025 MLB draft at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Now, there has been plenty of speculation on what the Nats will do with that first pick, but we will soon find out. For much more on what to expect in tonight's MLB draft, let's go ahead and welcome in Jim Bowden and RJ Anderson live to CBS Sports HQ right now. Gentlemen, great to see you. Let's go ahead and start with the Nationals who pulled that first pick. RJ, what should they do?
What should they do? I think you have to go best player available. For me, that's Eli Willits. He's Oklahoma prop shortstop. His father played in the big leagues. He has a chance for 4+ barrel totals on maturation. And he has a hidden factor working in his favor. He won't turn 18 until December. So look at the size of
What's up, Brian? Go ahead, hit the follow button if you want.
others. If they were drafted at 17, they showed extreme competency in that need. Tends to be a positive indicator of future success. So I would take Willits. I think the pocket
Daddy's look. Good morning. In the
He's the 7-time All-Star for the
That's great.
Jackson Holiday, the second baseman for the Baltimore Orioles. And although I think Holiday's going to have to move
Oh my
to third
God.
base at the professional level, I think he's a 30 to 40 home run, middle of the order impact bat. I also think he has the personality and leadership to be the face of the franchise.
Daddy,
This is
look.
he does
Daddy, look.
this in his game.
How funny.
Tap that's really helped his timing. He's got easy swing, easy power. He doesn't use his
You're not
strength,
putting
his
this in.
strong wrists or forearms to get that power. Defensively, he's got good range from third base at the plate, good rhythm, good balance on the transfer, and I love the play discipline for a young hitter. This just in, at CBS Sports HQ, we have a winner at the Scottish Open. Chris Goddard, after tying the course record on Friday, golfing to even par on Saturday, still
Oh my God, now like
plays
5
on Sunday and claims the second win of his career, the first of great distinctions. What like Turtle Classic prior alternate field event, but oozing with confidence and executing on shots. It's star stripes and bagpipes as Goddard sits in Scotland. CBS Sports Golf analyst Rick Damon in with the first word, as always. Rick, I know you won't do a victory lap on your own, so run with me here. You were high on Goddard coming into this week and coming into this season, really. What did you see him execute on, specifically here on Sunday, that affirmed all those feelings? Well, first off, he has a skill set that is unmatched on the PGA Tour, his ability to drive the golf ball. And what I saw all week long out of Chris Goddard is the ability to be effectively inaccurate or effectively wild. He hit 22 fairways, less than 45% of his opportunities, and still was able to find a lot of putting surfaces and make enough birdies from there. So that's part of it, but I didn't really know what to expect when he was going to get into the heat of the battle with Rory McIlroy out of the final group. But to stand there resolute as Rory struggles, as you are certainly not
Dad,
a
look.
favorite of the patrons
Look,
there in
funny.
Scotland, to stand there and shoot a 66 and win this by multiple strokes, that's something that I can't quantify in the spreadsheet. So I'm very impressed with the way that Goddard has played here in 2025, and even more impressed after this final round 66. Yeah, rising to the occasion is something that's hard to track, and he does that here on Sunday to capture his second career win and first of great distinction. Not to talk out of the side of our mouths about the Myrtle Beach, but it's an off-field event. He looks the best in the world in the eyes this week and wins. And as we sit here and talk, a 25-year-old from Jersey is standing on a green in Scotland with emotion just pouring out of him. What does this win mean moving forward for Goddard? Yeah, you're right, Joe. Not only is this a regular tour event, but it's a co-sanctioned event, so it gets him everything, right? It secures him multiple years of a tour card. It's going to get him the ability to start picking his schedule because he's going to be qualified for everything. He's only played a couple of major championships. That's going to change, Joe. And I think that when we get to some of these venues that reward distance and power over precision, that's where you're going to see Chris Goddard really thrive. And I think that now he's got that extra confidence, knowing how often are you going to be able to think that, hey, I just beat Rory McIlroy on Sunday. I'm putting that one in the vault for like the next 20 years if I'm Chris Goddard. Very, very good stuff there. The victory at Myrtle was his only top 10 in his last 56 starts coming into this one. So it's not as if he was executing on high form, but he executes in all the ways that he needed to here on Sunday. Some really heady stuff, thoughtful shots here in this links golf test that he passes with flying colors. As you mentioned, was not in next week's Open Championship, now is in the Open Championship at Royal Portrush, along with all the other distinctions that come along with this victory. We do have to talk about his foil in this
Dad,
moment.
look.
Roy
That was
McIlroy makes his
funny.
final birdie of the day on the 8th hole. Maybe coming home, it wasn't what you saw 2 years ago. To capture that victory with a 2-3 finish. What did you see from Rose? What does he carry out of this one? A lot of great stuff this week, but he will definitely be disappointed by the 10 consecutive pars to finish his round. And even deeper, he played the par fives and one over par in the final round. If you're rolling McIlroy, it's unacceptable. He will know that those are your scoring opportunities. If he just makes birdie on 2 of them, this is a completely different conversation for a guy who's got one of the best birdie or better percentages on par fives that we've seen in the modern era. So that will be disappointing, but I'm sure he is already quickly looking ahead to Portrush. This is revenge 6 years in the making. The first the opening tee shot that he hit on Thursday in 2019 goes OD. He puts an 8 on the cards. This is a home game major championship for him. Remember, Jonesy, it's rare to get an open outside of England and Scotland to do it in Northern Ireland. If you're Rory McIlroy, the year you won the Grand Slam, just stop me. Just stop me. I could go on for like 10 hours, guys. Two Gil Mantle stuff that Rory McIlroy is going to be completely ready for. We will examine it in depth here shortly on CBS Sports HQ with a Open Championship preview with more than a here on Trip into the Shoot Tower shortly. Trevor did a little bit of his thoughts, but we continue with another thought here on our winner in Chris Godwin. How does this change the outlook moving forward for a 25-year-old that, as you said, gains all sorts of confidence from this, but also in this sort of links type test? How does that translate to what he deals with on a day-to-day basis and what he'll deal with next week at the Open? I do think it's fascinating, Joe, because we often see guys when they win the first time or they win a bigger event for the first time, they slump a little bit, and it's normal, right? He's been in the mix for 8 or 10 weeks, a bunch of top 20 finishes. And now he takes, a deep breath. He exhales a little bit. You wonder if that slump is coming. It would be normal if it was. Now, I think that he's going to have a reset at some point this year when he gets back to the States and he starts playing a different style of golf. I think there could be an opportunity to kind of keep the momentum going next week. It's part of the same trip. You just continue to carry on exactly what you're doing. But I do expect a little bit of a regression before him kind of finding his base again. Yeah, we'll see what that flight adjustment looks like, because he wasn't in the field, now he is, and we'll have to change some logistics, but we are happy to do so in this instance. Your winner at the Scottish Open, Chris Godwin. We do have to go further down the leaderboard here, maybe on Scotty Scheffler, who we were trying to find out just if he had opened his heart yet to link style golf. There was some frustration boiling over once again, but that floor well established in the way he finishes. How does Scotty walk away from this tournament feeling going to a major championship that he has yet, to lay his hands on? Yeah, I think it should be similar and normal feelings for Scotty Scheffler. Best tee to green player in the field, struggling on the putting surfaces. That is not unusual. These greens are slow by PGA Tour standards. They usually run around 10 on the stick meter. They are also more of a fescue-based strain of grass, which is getting super into the weeds. But it's just going to be different for somebody like Scotty, who has made a lot of gains on the putting surfaces over the last year or so. I would not be concerned at all. I think that he is going to get plenty of practice in before the Open Championship. His distance control is the best in the world by a mile, and I expect him to do exactly what he did this week, next week, Joe. And that's finish inside the top 10 and potentially contend for the Claret Jug. All right, I will echo as I did earlier. Rick Gehman, hot on the trail of Chris Godwin this season and coming specifically into this tournament. Again, applause is in order, but learned something about Godwin, but maybe we learned something about this field projected onto a link style test, as they will once again next week. Do you adjust or amend anything you saw following this tournament? Player specific, course specific. What do you take away from the Scottish as we head towards the grid? I think that Matt Fitzpatrick's recent resurgence is very real. That's something that he's worked on in the course of the last 5 or 6 starts. He's gotten a lot better, and I think there was a question about whether he could continue that this week. I think that is very much real. And then I look at the skill sets that were a true test of Blake's golf, where the accuracy is more line the fairways, the undulations that are amongst the point rush as opposed to the Renaissance Club. So I take a little bit away, but I think it's going to be a slightly different test next week. 3 woods out, driving irons in. It's bad. I know that the ranking stretch. Rick Gehman, because that is a winning strategy. We'll him coming up in just a bit. We thank him for getting us off the tee box here. Take a look at the winner at the Vernal a year ago. Now, in between, not a full lot to show.
Godzilla.
It's another one for the man. Scott.
Please don't put a bit.
HQ President, straight ahead. Inglewood, as the confetti falls, just from the super tower. His thoughts in the wake of the sky. The 2025 CBS Sports NFL
I had Lilliputians time me out, so I was not.
What about wonderful pistachios? They're tasty and healthy.
Really?
Got a little.
Drinks starting at $2. That's suspiciously low. But you're thirsty, and we're not here to explain ourselves. Grab handmade drinks starting at $2 with My Sheets Rewards.
My kids can't hide anything from me,
I'm home.
especially when they've been using toilet paper that doesn't hold up. Hold it, mister. Here's Charmin Ultra Strong. It cleans better. You can count on it. Charmin Ultra Strong has a diamond texture that's more durable. And it keeps better, so you can use less.
Oh, much better.
Hey, you passed sleep test and your mouth test.
Oh, yeah.
We all go. Why not enjoy the glow with Charmin? A diaper this leak-free, sexton-free. Only Pampers Cruisers 360 have a 360 stretchy waistband for up to 100% leak-proof fit on every wild child. Pampers Cruisers 360, now with a new low price.
Pedro's parents got nothing for bargain for him. A good deal and a new best friend for their son.
With hundreds of sales every week, eat well for less at Whole Foods Market.
This melty white American cheese is the luckiest cheese alive. It gets to smother a quarter pound of rich steak to create Arby's cheesesteak. Sorry, other cheese. Arby's, we have the meats.
Of the voice inside your head. And why you're typically athletic. Right now, Rick, you're pathetic. Shank. And if you don't have the right auto comforts, cosmetics can hit you out of nowhere.
Propel Fitness Water with Gatorade electrolytes, zero sugar, and vitamins. Propel hydrates better than water to help you get the most out of your workout and get back to your fast self. What propels you? Propel with Gatorade electrolytes.
You're sick. On vacation. Good thing Amazon Pharmacy will deliver meds right to the hotel. Because your wife's not going out there alone with that.
We are pursuing this. That's what I see your hours. As little monsters. All the time.
We've got breaking news to bring to you.
CBS Sports HQ gives you a snapshot of all the sports that matter to you.
Big news coming out of the NFL. A lot of movement in the rankings this week with highlights.
What a finish at the final round of play.
Can they three-peat Tony Romo and joins the conversation?
You can think about this game.
Championship Sports in the Cell will bring you that breaking news right here on HQ. Right here on CBS Sports HQ. Free anywhere you are.
There's some things in life that you can't quite explain. I mean, it's another story. It sounds flawless. Looks effortless, but makes you feel like a part of history. BFC and all those phenomenons come together. It's perfect. It's perfect.
You planning revenge? On him? Why do black women always that say today? If we don't do it, who else will? It's showing this season now streaming only on the Paramount Plus with Showtime plan.
Give me 5. And I'll download.
Why would you do that?
Because you are too slow.
Here we go. Okay, Noah's gonna make a fire. Our job is to let him do it by himself. Kind of what you got there, Craig? It's important to challenge young homeowners turning into their parents. Oh, Not a great start. You're gonna turn it. You gotta turn it. Just flexible sound here. They can't help themselves. A fire starter? Okay, then. They built fires with nothing but their wits and their bare hands.
Aggressive can't protect you from becoming your parents, but we can protect your woman when you buggy with us.
Yeah, watch it. Causes occur as a Crohn's disease. If someone you haven't talked to for help. I got somebody for that. I got somebody for that. I got somebody for that. You got somebody for Crohn's disease? There's hope for the estimated 1 in 10 men who may have Crohn's disease or PD. A urology specialist who treats PD can help you create a plan, including non-surgical options. Find somebody today. Go GetSomebody.com. I just finished training. I might have to stay out here a couple days after the tournament's over, though. Kind of peaceful. Secrets are safe to see. They need you to be careful, so avatar, be careful. It's the resurrection. If serious not to struggle, it can plan.
Do you plan in revenge? Or terror? Why do black women always have sex today? If we don't do it, who else will? It's Shower this season, now streaming only on the Paramount Plus with Showtime plan.
There's something that you can't quite explain. I mean, put in every story, it sounds flawless. Looks effortless. Or makes you feel like a part of history. Do you see? And with all those phenomenons come together, it's perfect. It's perfect. Let's get you some updated HQ headlines. Browns rookie running back Quinshon Judkins was arrested last night on a charge of domestic battery and violence, according to police in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. A spokesperson for the Browns said the team is, quote, aware and gathering more details, end quote. Judkins was selected in the second round of the NFL draft. He is yet to sign his rookie contract. Elsewhere, Grace Kim is major champion for the first time after 3 dramatic turns on the 18th hole at the Evian Championship. Kim made eagle there to force a playoff with Gino Tinicum. They returned to 18 for the first playoff hole, where Kim chipped in for birdie to extend the playoff. They played 18 again for the second playoff hole. This time, Kim sank a 12-foot eagle putt to take the title. Over in the NBA, Cole Anthony had agreed to a buyout with the Grizzlies and plans to sign with the Bucks. That's per ESPN. Cole went to Memphis from Orlando in the Desmond Bane trade. Anthony, who averaged nearly 13 points per game over 5 seasons with the Magic, is expected to sign a 1-year deal with Milwaukee. On to soccer now, where FIFA and players groups have agreed to a mandatory rest period after a meeting in New York City. This comes amid growing complaints concerning increased workload, especially the decision to hold the Club World Cup during the European offseason. Both sides agreed to a mandatory 3-week break at the end of the season and minimum of 72 hours between matches. And in boxing, Shakur Stevenson defeated William Zepeda by unanimous decision to retain his WBC lightweight championship in Queens last night. 2 judges scored it 118 to 1.